Hello, what's going on? Welcome back to Real Estate Essentials, your one-stop shop for everything essential in the real estate industry. My name is Melanie and today I'm going to be giving you all the best test-taking tips so you can pass your real estate license exam in 2020. If you haven't already, I posted about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a video with specific tips on what exactly you need to study for, the vocab words, etc., so you can pass. This video is going to be more general. So before I get started, the first thing, obviously, in order to pass is to take the pre-licensing course. So I personally recommend Aceable. They guarantee that you'll pass on your first try, which I did. I took it. It was super fun. It wasn't super fun. It was still 180 hours. I'm in Texas, but given that I needed to do it, it was really engaging. They have cute little memes on a lot of the pages and videos. You can do it on your phone, on your iPad, or on your computer. So often I would be standing in line at the grocery store and just flipping through some of my hours, which made the time go by really fast. I will be honest and say that I hit a wall. When I first started, I just was sprinting, and I was doing like 8 hours a day of studying, and then I was like, this is too much, so I took a break, and I almost didn't pick it up again. But I will tell you that you started studying for a reason, so even if it's frustrating, even if it's hard, keep going. Even if it takes just doing 15 minutes every day, keep going. Don't give up. You got this, and I believe in you. There are many other courses, whether you want to take it in person or online. I personally, like I said, suggest Aceable. I even have a 20% off coupon in the description if you want that. Assuming that you've already finished your course, this is going to tell you how to study so you can pass your real estate exam on your first try. That's what we're aiming for. Pass it on your first try. So the first thing you should do is review all of the summaries of the main chapters and the courses. I'm not sure how it is in every state. In Texas, there were 6 units. Each unit was 30 hours of class. So I went through and I reread all of that, and I underlined all of the phrases or the math equations or whatever that I didn't know. Then I had my own personalized cheat sheet of what I needed to study. And what I recommend doing is then Google those phrases, because you can, depending on the course that you take, you can go back and read it. But for me personally, I learn best when I get it in lots of different ways. You know, there's 100 different ways to explain the cost approach method. But if the one in your course didn't land with you, then Google it. Watch other YouTube videos, or read summaries. Read the Wikipedia. There are so many different ways that you can explain it, and one of them might just click in your head way better. So look at all the summaries, create your own personal cheat sheet, and then refer to that. The other thing is take practice exams. This is the biggest piece of advice. If you take one piece of advice away from this video, I want it to be this. Take practice exams. There's a bunch of different ways, a bunch of different companies that give them for free. I personally didn't pay for any of them. I just did the free ones because I'm frugal. But I was able to do like 6 different ones, and that was really helpful for me because the way that they phrase the questions is the trickiest part. If you watch my other video, you'll understand that the phrasing is so tricky in the actual exam, and it's not really, they can ask you a question that you actually know the answer, but the way that it's phrased makes it so confusing, and then you second guess yourself and blah, 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 you know? So for me, it was very helpful to get comfortable with different kinds of phrasing of the questions, just so I kind of had a better feel for what to look out for. The other thing that I'll say is, this is different for everyone, but when I was taking the practice exams, I noticed that when I read a question and I didn't know the answer, but my gut said, oh, it's C, and then I selected C, and then maybe after when I was reviewing, I went back and I changed it to D. You second guess yourself. Most of the time that was wrong, so go with your gut feeling. I'm a big believer that, like, I don't know, our bodies are intelligent, and your first response will be correct. So if you're taking the exam and you're second guessing yourself, don't. If you guessed A the first time you read it, it probably was good reason, and A was probably the answer. You need to trust yourself. You spent months or years or however long it is studying. Trust that you know the answer, and when you see a question that you don't know, but part of your brain is like, I can't explain it, but I think it's B, guess B. Off of that, also, I would recommend taking your exam as soon as you can after you finish your courses, just because it's fresh in your mind. Don't take it the next day, because I would suggest having a couple days to cram everything, watch videos like this, watch my other YouTube video, subscribe to my channel while you're at it. Those will be really helpful, but you don't want to wait like 5 months, because then it's gone, you know? What else was I going to say? So make sure not to stress yourself out about it. You know, set aside like 1 or 2 hours every day to study. I watched a ton of the prep agent videos. They are free on YouTube. You can pay. There's a paid subscription or whatever, tutoring and stuff. I didn't do that. I still passed. Those really helped me. They were really easy. There were also a ton of other YouTube videos, again, like mine, that I found very helpful. So I binge watched those for a little bit. I reread my notes. And then, you know what? The night before my exam, I just went to sleep early. In the morning, I reviewed a few of the vocabulary words that I wasn't sure of, and I just told myself that I was going to pass, because truly, mindset is more than half of the battle. And if you go in and you're doubting yourself and you think, I'm going to fail, you're going to trip yourself up, and you're going to create that self-fulfilling prophecy. So you got this. I believe in you. I know you're going to pass on your first time. And just if you believe in yourself and you go in with that mindset, I promise you, you'll do better. So believing in yourself is super important. I just had a really good one. Oh, math equations. Math equations trip up a lot of people. And there were a few, like, I am pretty good at math. There were a few equations that I thought were tricky. I was nervous about it for the exam. There were maybe 3 questions on my exam that were math, and it was easy ones. Loan to value, and like just finding an area of something. But I don't know, you know, every test is different. So I would say, though, know that if you get 3 questions wrong, you're not going to fail just because of that. So again, don't get hung up on the ones that you might get wrong. I took the test on a computer in a testing center, and I was able to mark the questions that I was unsure of. And then at the end of the test, I went back and I counted all of the ones that I was unsure of. And I was like, if I get all of these wrong, I will fail. And so I was convinced when I walked out the test that I was going to fail. And then she handed me the piece of paper, and I had passed. So that just goes to show that we're often much harder on ourselves in our head than we actually are performing. So I'm sure that you know more than you are giving yourself credit for, and that you'll do much better on the test than you think. Once you pass, which I know you will because you have all these awesome tips and you've watched all my YouTube videos, you're going to need a brokerage. I personally joined EXP because of the amazing opportunities that it has. They have an 80-20 split, which is one of the highest or lowest, I guess, depending on how you look at it, that I found. They also have amazing stock opportunities for their agents. There are 3 different ways that you can earn stock, and I'll tell you about that more if you want to reach out. I'll put my contact information in the description. And they have a team building aspect, because every agent at EXP is actually a part owner of the company. So the EXP company actually rewards you for introducing more kick-ass agents like yourself, hardworking, ambitious, you know, people that are really trying to make a difference in the world. They'll reward you for introducing your friends, and you will get a percentage of their revenue, not their profit, their revenue. So your friend, if you introduce Bob is going to get all of his commission, and you're going to get a percentage of the 20% from EXP, because that's EXP's way of saying, hey, thank you, you're growing our company, and we appreciate that. Even better, if Bob introduces Rachel, that will happen. You will get also a percentage of what Rachel's revenue from EXP. Again, EXP is thanking you, and on for 7 levels. So there are people that are retiring in 2 to 3 years because the passive income that they're able to generate just by building their team. I could talk about EXP for hours and hours. If you want more information, like I said, hit me up below. While you're down there, subscribe to this YouTube channel. But before that, make sure that you pass your real estate exam. So to recap what we went over, make sure you take a good pre-licensing test. I have a friend who just bought the cheapest one, and he failed his exam because it sucked. So I definitely suggest Aceable. There's a coupon code in the description. While you're doing the course, don't stress yourself out about it. If you're putting too much pressure, you're going to hate it and you're going to stop. So just take it easy, do a little bit every day. You don't need to read every single word. You can flip through and get the big ideas, you know. Once you finish it, go back and review all the summaries and underline or write down on a separate piece of paper what you maybe need to spend a little bit extra time with. And that is your own personal cheat sheet. And then for each of those keywords or each of those vocabulary words, go look on YouTube for videos, read some supplemental information, and reread in your course what it said about those things, so you know from different sources how to understand those things. And most importantly, take a lot of practice exams. There are a bunch of free ones. There are also paid ones. Do all of it that you can. The more practice exams, the better you'll feel and the more comfortable you'll feel. Also, watch my other YouTube video. I have one other one with pretty much the same title, How to Pass Your Real Estate Exam. That will give you exact tips, what was on my real estate exam. I took it just a few weeks ago and I passed on my first try. You got this. Oh, the biggest tip is just to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and know that you got this. You can do this. You signed up to get your real estate license for a reason. There was something that you wanted to achieve. There was a drive inside of you, and don't forget that. So keep going. Don't give up. You got this. I believe in you. If you have any questions, I'm here for you. And have the best day yet. And keep coming back. I release new videos every week on everything real estate essentials. Right now we're doing pre-license tests, so how to study for your exam, how to pass your exam, how to choose a brokerage, etc., etc. I'm going to move on to how to be the best agent, how to get into real estate investing, how to buy your first home, how to sell your first home, everything. I want this to be the one-stop shop for all things essential in the real estate industry. So I will see you soon, and until then, have the best day yet.